You are cursed.
Coach Bulldog Johnny played "You Are Cursed" for 20 channel points.
From Petco Park in downtown San Diego, we've got baseball on the show. The Atlanta Braves and the San Diego Padres.
Coach Bulldog Johnny played "Go Braves" for 25 channel points.
First pitch coming your way next. And on the hill, Joe Musgrove. Chris, it's a little more common these days, but still, he's a strikeout per inning type of guy. Ready to go? Now it's the shortstop. And that's how this series begins. Can't glove it cleanly. Still finds a way to get off the throw. And he's going to make it to first. And we'll see how they score it.
That's one of those you classify as just too hot to handle. Hit it on the screws, and it couldn't be fielded cleanly, but you can't really blame the defense in that case. And now,
runner on the go. Ball misses. Throw to second. On a bounce. Safe.
Well, he's batting leadoff, and he's acting like a traditional leadoff hitter. Gets on base to start the game, then puts himself on second with a nice stolen bag. I think that sets the tone for the offense for sure.
Man at second. Swing and a ball lined out towards center. One down. Here's the Atlanta Braves lineup. Someone who makes things happen for them, in part with his legs, Eli White.
Big-time speed here, Boog. A guy with just terrific wheels and an absolute nightmare for opposing pitchers when he's on base. I mean, players like this who have elite speed, it's like disruptive technology on the base paths. Man, can't wait to watch him run.
Matt Olson in the box, lays off for ball one. Base knock, center field. Now a relay to the plate. Safe. In comes the run from second. And it's 1-0.
Mission accomplished there as he picks up the RBI to give him the lead. Other than ripping one into the gap or blasting one over the wall, there aren't a whole lot of hits that are more satisfying than a nice line drive into center field. So that definitely felt good.
First pitch, and he has to get out of the way. That one ripped, but foul. His stolen base numbers this season are good enough to put him top 5 in baseball, Singy. Hit hard, but foul off to the left. Swing and a ball popped in the air. Fair ball. They fired in quickly, so it's first and second with only one away. Here's Mauricio Dubon.
I'm curious how he decides to attack on the mound. This guy at the plate has been great hitting under pressure this year.
Trying to bunt his way on. The throw to first. Barely got him for the out. Close play.
That is it. Right fielder, Mike Yastrzemski.
That one misses.
That's a ball.
Ball 1.
At this point, the clean inning is over. Got to settle in, focus on the hitter, and get out of it with minimal damage.
That one fouled off. Traffic on the bases with one already in here in game 1 of this 3-game set. Next offering is fouled back. Here's a 1-2. Swings and misses, struck him out. They limit the damage here, but they pick up 1 run on the RBI single. It's now 1-0. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And on the mound in this one, Spencer Schwellenbach. Singy, he's kind of a road warrior, yeah? Digging in, Jake Cronenworth.
Tonight, second baseman, number 9, Jake Cronenworth.
Ball, that's high.
There's the strike. Schwellenbach goes 6'1", 200 pounds, and he was a 2nd-round pick in 2021. Sliced hard but foul. Swing and a high fly ball left field. Stroud moving under it, and there's 1 down. Let's take a look at the Padres lineup. Finding themselves down a run early, they'd like to punch back here with a run of their own.
Absolutely, Boog, but I don't expect them to change their approach because of that run. They still want to put together strong at-bats. Be patient out there and get a feel for this starting pitcher.
Hammered down the right side, but foul. In the air to left center. Stroud drifts towards it, and there's 2 down. Manny Machado at the plate. He's basically the mayor of San Diego at this point.
Machado.
You know, Boog, the Padres never invested in a player the way they did with Machado. Manny signed the biggest free agent contract in the history of American sports. And then 4 years later, he signed the 3rd largest extension in MLB history. He'll be in San Diego through the 2033 season, and you'll be collecting your Social Security.
Slings it across. Machado is out. That's the inning. Nothing doing there for the Friars. They trail here 1-0. Top of the second, so now to the plate for Atlanta, Jorge Mateo. Ground ball up the middle, that's a base hit. So a man on base to start the inning. Mateo runs. Pitch is high. Safe at second, and he easily steals the bag.
You know, having a good lead is so key when you're stealing bases, even if you've got great speed. But if you don't have great speed but can get an extended lead and a good jump, you can steal bases on a catcher who can really throw it. That's a nice job right there.
Man at second. Swing and a high fly ball, well struck. Carrying well. And makes the grab. Runner tags at second, and he's in safely at third with one out. Eli White next up for the Braves.
It's been a tough stretch for him at the plate. Only 2 hits over the last 5 games.
Right through there for a strike. Fouled off. He was late. One away with a runner at third here at the top of the second. Swing and a miss. And he's down on strikes. 2 down.
Well, it can be so tough as a hitter to pull yourself out of an extended slump, one that lasts for several games, even a week or more. You know, right now, he's really in one, so I'm sure his mind is all over the place, racing, having a hard time sleeping, trying to figure out what can get him back on track, back to feeling more comfortable and settled in the box.
Just missed. Late on that fastball.
He got away with one there, but he knows he can't go into that spot very often against a guy like this.
Up the middle, gloves it on the dive, throw to first, nicely done for the out.
Making it look easy at the keystone position. Definitely worth another look. He'll get some high fives.
Bottom of the inning. Here's the cleanup hitter for the Padres, Ramon Laureano. And that's through there for a strike. And it's 0-1. Laureano launched a homer in his most recent game.
Nope, that's a ball.
Fights that one away, still 1-2.
Flew open a little bit with that front shoulder, but was able to slow his bat down just enough to make contact with that pitch, keep the at-bat alive.
He goes down looking. Slice the other way and foul. In the air, right field. 2 away now. Freddie Freeman. The next up for the Padres. This one popped up. Foul ground first base side. And the inning is over. Back here at the ballpark, coming off a tough series offensively, and a look at those numbers. In the air, left field. And that's a foul ball. drilled in the air out towards right center. Johnson gets under it, and there's one away.
Up next for Atlanta, first baseman Matt Olson.
This one in the air, center field. 2 down. Here's a big
Now
power
batting,
threat.
right
Ryan
fielder,
Stroud.
number 17.
He's a guy who does it all. And he's currently the team leader in batting average, Chris. That's hard hit on the line. Flashes the leather on the running catch. And that'll do it. No runs. No. Set for the bottom of the third. So here's the Padres DH, Miguel Andujar. Right through there for a strike.
Not sure if he was expected for the pitcher to come right at him, but he got a nice cookie there and just watched it the entire way.
That's a slider for a strike. Swing and a ground ball. Olson takes it himself. One gone, bottom of the third inning.
Center fielder Bryce Johnson.
Chris, he's currently the team leader in OPS. Bunting for a hit, and it goes just foul.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Pretty close, but it was a ball. One challenge remaining for them now. Good job to fight that one off. Up the middle, Mateo. Over to first, and 2 straight set down to begin the bottom of the third. Next to hit, Ty France.
Not what he's looking for there in the 0-0 count. Looks like he wants the ball down in the zone.
That one finds the corner. 0-2.
That front door slider is such a devastating pitch. You don't want to get beat by the inside fastball, so you cheat a little bit, and then by the time it gets there, it's out of the swing plane.
Two down, nobody on. In the dirt, gonna count 1-2. Ground ball right side. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. 9 straight retired here to start the game. You're watching Atlanta Braves baseball on the show. And we're back. We talked at the top about just how dominant these aces have been, and today, just wow.
I mean, look at these numbers, Boog. This is elite execution. The command, the presence, the poise, they brought the full arsenal today.
The 0-1. Can't make contact with the sweeper. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Center field. Johnson under it. And there's one down. Mike Yastrzemski up here. His first at bat was a strikeout. Hard hit right side. France takes it to the bag. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 4th.
Fastball groove right down the middle. Usually a lot of damage done with that pitch. A hard grounder, but he wanted to get that ball in the air, maybe drive it into the gap.
Swing and a ball popped in the air. Fair ball. And that extends the inning.
Up next for
Michael
Atlanta,
Harris II
center fielder,
will hit
Michael
next.
Harris
0
II.
for 1 with a fly out to center. And he grounds one to the right side. Inning over. One left for Atlanta. Bottom 4, up now the Padre leadoff man, Jake Cronenworth. Cronenworth. A 7th round pick by the Rays in 2015 out of the University of Michigan, where he was a two-way guy. And in fact, the Rays used him that way. One up, one down.
Up next for the Padres, right fielder Fernando Tatis Jr.
Breaking ball inside. And that's ball 1.
Curveball kind of backed up on him there. I think it just slid out of the hand a little bit too soon.
Didn't miss by too much, but it'll stay a ball. So that removes their last challenge. Tatis checks his swing. Now an appeal to first. And he held up. That's off the inside corner. Ball 3. And there's the automatic. Late swing fouled off. The Padres hitless so far in the game. Chop to the left side. And foul ball. Breaking ball in there. Got him looking. Already 2 gone here in the home 4.
Got him. Sorry about that. I didn't figure out. I forgot my mic was muted. I'm sorry. But as I said earlier, so here's a little. Since I found out my mic was muted, let me do this. Let me repeat this.
What?
Nitro is tonight at 7 o'clock. Tomorrow is our EA PGA Tour broadcast. Will be tomorrow night. I've decided to move my golf game back to Tuesdays, and our football is on Wednesday. So on tomorrow, we're going to be doing this. When I come in from practice, we're going to be doing the Braves Padres game 2. Tomorrow night we'll be at Quail Hollow Club for the Wells Fargo Championship tomorrow night. And Wednesday is our game 3 with the Padres, because we're off on Thursday as we get ready to go for splash hits this weekend in San Francisco. And I hope Atlanta gets a lot of them hit in McCovey. I hope we hit a lot of them in McCovey Cove this weekend. But on Wednesday afternoon, we'll continue with our Troy University dynasty as the Trojans host the Memphis Tigers. And we've got a big 4-star recruit coming in for that one. So hopefully we can land that 4-star recruit or push his intentions toward us.
We take a peek at the starting pitching so far this year.
But you know how that goes. But then on Thursday is our Thunder broadcast. Friday is our Braves broadcast with the... Hello, how are you? Thank you for tuning in, Miss Vicky. I'm fine. I am fine. Shut up, Hinder. Oh, Henda, you missed it. You missed the tail end of it, man. You just had to miss today's WWE, man. I'm telling you. Logan Paul springs out. Logan Paul gets thrown out. Brings his what you call it out there. He brings his brass knuckles out there. And as soon as he goes to interfere again, one of Hinder's favorites comes out there. Say his name, and he appears.
This guy is just
we believe in Joe Hendry.
You want to get yourself in an 0-2 hole, you better be ready to pull the trigger on the first pitch.
Yeah, a foul ball.
Okay. So, and then on Friday, as I said, our Braves game with San Francisco will begin.
Oh, what?
My stream of Braves and Padres game 2 on Saturday will be sometime Saturday morning, because I'll be off at 1 o'clock because of Night of Champions coming on at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then on Saturday night, we're back with some 007 action.
Back for X.
Yep.
Freddie Fermin. The next
And then on Sunday,
Padres. 0 for 1 as he
after church, is our final game of the series with the Giants.
Next one is off the plate, and it's 1-1.
I tell you what, I can't wait for.
Comes up empty.
After next week, we'll be on our new thing. After next week, I'll be getting ready for July 6th, ladies and gentlemen. July the 6th is going to be the absolute best day in America. It is when the new EA Sports College Football comes out. Our first dynasty mode that we're going to do is going to be Sacramento State, who is brand new to college football. The FBS level, they'll be competing in the MAC.
Ball right side. Oh, can't pick it up cleanly. Flips it out.
Inning over.
Spare, and that's the inning. So back here at Petco Park. Close game here, and a chance now to look at a few highlights from this one. Matt Olson
up.
Ready to hit.
Is that in the right? No, he got it.
Fires to first. It's
One
there.
down.
That's a great
Really,
play.
wow.
Left fielder, number 17.
Catch a tiger by the toe.
Hit on the ground to short. 2 quick outs to open the top of the 6th.
I wish Shaggy was on here. I got something hilarious to tell him. I finally figured it out after all this time.
Figure what out?
Left
Something that happened to me here a few weeks ago. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell y'all something. I finally figured this out this past weekend. Something happened. I'm going to tell y'all, for those of y'all that are new to this channel, I'm going to tell y'all what happened. So, because a lot of y'all don't know this, but there may be some of y'all tuning in that has heard this before, but there's some new ones that hasn't, so I'm going to retrace the story. And I found out some key information from a key person on this thing, and I'm going to tell y'all what it is right now, so check this out. So, everybody that follows me on, has subscribed to my YouTube channel knows that I have a e-bike. I have an e-bike out in my garage. I'm working on getting it fixed. One of my neighbors is coming up to help me today to get the tire off, because I can't get it off with a ratchet. I tried to get it off with a ratchet yesterday, but it wasn't budging, so he got to bring his impact up here to loosen it today. Yeah.
He takes it on his own. One away.
But let me tell you what's so funny. So check this out. So I've got to get so my e-bike has been the center of controversy in the town I live in for the last over a week or so ago. But let me tell y'all why I said this, because this is what's going to get weird to everybody. So, a few weeks ago, our new police chief, she decided she wanted to confront me in town about my e-bike. But my e-bike is, I have a Class 2 e-bike. What I mean by a Class 2 e-bike is it goes under 20 miles an hour. State law in Alabama says I can ride it on Main Street as long as it's a Class 2 e-bike. I do not have to have it licensed or registered. Well, the police chief told me different, and she embarrassed me in front of some friends of mine when she done this. But let me tell y'all where all this come from. I figured out where all this comes from. So
This guy's not wasting any pitches.
here, this past Friday, if anybody remembers, I was not at home this past weekend. If y'all watch my broadcast on Friday, you will know that I was out of town. I was at my stepdad's house this past Friday. Loses perfect game bid, but hey, it was a good run on that. But let's get back to what I was saying. Now, y'all check this out. Y'all gonna laugh at this. I was at my stepdad's this past weekend, and we were talking about a friend of ours, a used to be friend of ours. He's not a friend of mine no more, and I'll tell you why. My mother, God rest her soul, before she died, she had a friend of ours there was a friend of hers that lives over behind the high school. And her son lives with her because she can't look after herself no more. She's an elderly lady. Well, when my mother died, we let this man borrow her car because he had no other way to go. So he gets, a few days after a week after my mother, after we laid my mother to rest, he got, hello, Fem Dizzy, how are you? This is what happened. A few weeks after my mother died, we laid to rest my mother's friend, her son, took my mother's car to Dothan, Alabama, and he went to he was caught at a house in Dothan, Alabama, and was running from the police. Well, he wrecks my mother's car in front of the road going to their house, and broke his ankle in several different places. Now this is where it's gonna get fun. So after this happened, I lost all my respect for this man. Well, about 5-6 months later, I take that back. 2 years ago, in 2024, one of my neighbors at the top of the hill up here was bad sick. He had got an infection. He used to be one of our coaches on the football squad back when I played football at high school. So, and I've known the man said because they've been neighbors of mine for a very long time. So, but to make a long story short, let me tell y'all what happens here. So, when the man died, here's what's really the stupid part. When the man died, I'm sitting out in the back of my truck one day, minding my own business, had some music playing. I'm the type of person, if I get bored inside the house, I'm gonna sit out in my truck with the tailgate down, might kick my legs up in the truck and listen to music. You know what I mean? So this person I'm talking about comes up to one of my neighbors' houses, and he sees me sitting out there in the yard, and he's pointing his finger down here at me acting stupid, like he's acting stupid. Come to find out, he's sitting there. When he starts to leave, he pulls down here to the end of the driveway, and he told me, he said, "I see you sitting there." He said, "I see you taking pictures of me on your phone." And here's my thing. I wasn't taking pictures of nobody. I don't take pictures like that. See, what this man done was he had got a job. See, here's what he was thinking. He was thinking that I was helping one of his. See, he's got a lawsuit out on one of his former employers because they fired him. He said he had a doctor's note right after he got his ankle fixed. He went to work and at a location known as Wendy's. It was a fast food restaurant as a manager. Well, he only lasted a few days. He had to go back for a follow-up after his surgery. Come to find out, now this is where it really gets weird. Come to find out, and I mean seriously, this is where it gets absolutely weird. Come to find out, they didn't accept his doctor's note. Why, I don't know. So he put out a lawsuit on them to get them to sue them for not taking his doctor's note. But he thinks that I was trying to help them people say that he was able to work, which when he was walking around up in my neighbor's yard, he looked like he was able to walk. He was walking just fine. point blank. But let me tell you why I lost my respect for that man. So after all this happened, he left town, and I didn't know he had left town until a friend of mine told me about it, that he left town. Well, he come back. So 2 weeks ago, well, it all started back in April. In April, I was riding my e-bike down to the schoolhouse because we had a soccer game, and I was running the scoreboard for the soccer team. And I'm sitting here. I go up past their house. I'm just out riding because the game hadn't started, so I'm just out riding around. Was gonna make a circle because they had one of my spots blocked up. They had the parking lot I was gonna go in blocked off, so I went an alternate route. I went up to this person's house, and man, he's standing out there in the yard. He tells me, he looks me dead in my eyes and tells me that I need a helmet to ride my e-bike. Well, let me tell you what's funny. In the state that I live in Alabama, by law, I do not have to have a helmet to ride an e-bike because I am of age. And I don't have to have one. And since mine don't go but up to 20 miles an hour, I don't have to have it licensed or registered, right? So here's where it gets funny. So check this out. He told me, he said, you need to get you a helmet to ride that thing. That's the first time I had heard him say it, so I didn't pay him no attention. 2 weeks ago, this was before the police chief embarrassed me in front of everybody in town. 2 weeks ago, I'm coming from church one Sunday 2 weeks ago, and I see the same person, the same exact human being. He's over at he's at the red light coming from the I guess he was coming from the Piggly Wiggly. I don't know where he's coming from, the gas station, the grocery store, or somewhere. I saw him. Sticks his head out the window, and I'm at the red light. Sticks his head out the window and says that I need to have a helmet on. So I still don't pay this man no attention. A few days later, I'm in town riding my e-bike. I went up because I had to go, because I had to, when I left work, I got off work one Thursday morning at 10 o'clock, and they called me out to the schoolhouse for a practice because they was doing something for a 7-on-7 tournament. They wanted to run through a couple of things on the 7-on-7 tournament coming up. So I'm sitting here. So I'm already in a hurry trying to get down there because they wanted it done by a certain time, and I'm having to sit here and talk to this woman about my e-bikes, which she tried to make me break a law saying that it wasn't, that I didn't have, I was supposed to have it licensed and registered when I don't, because I talked to some other people about it. So clearly I was in the right, she was in the wrong. But check out what I'm finna tell you. Do y'all know how she found out about me? It was all revealed. And she didn't reveal this to me. My stepdad revealed this to me Friday when I was down at his house Friday afternoon. So basically what happened was, he told me, he said, you know Jeff is a snitch, don't you? I said, what do you mean a snitch? I said, he said he's a snitch for the cops. I said, well, given the fact that he knows everything about everybody just about in Brundage, I can understand why he would be a snitch for the police, you know. So when my stepdad told me that the man that I've had problems with is a snitch for the police, everything fell into place right then. I said to myself, so basically I told my stepdaddy about it. I said, now here's the problem. I said, well, here's where it all went wrong. I said, they probably would have never. I said, but he has always been trying to get me to wear a helmet for my e-bike, and I won't wear one because, like I said, state law says it's not required for me to wear one. Well, I told him, I asked my stepdaddy, I said, well, Randy, do you think he might be behind the reason why that happened to me? He said he could be. And when I put two and two together, and I thought about when I last seen him that Sunday at the red light, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 4 days later is when the police chief stops me in town. So if that ain't a coincidence, so it was revealed to me by my own stepdad that the man that wrecked my mother's car possibly is the one that reported me to the police chief, and I finally figured it out because it took me a minute to figure out what my stepdad was talking about. It took me a minute because it takes me a while to process things. So I was laying there Saturday morning.
This one in the air.
About 4 o'clock, I had to get up and go to the bathroom, and I'm laying there thinking about it. I said, Randy's a genius. I said, my stepdaddy Randy's a genius. I said, because everything he said is adding up. I said, because why would a person of Jeff's stature tell me at the red light that I need to have a helmet on when I'm riding my e-bike, and then a few days later, the new chief of police says something to you if he didn't go back and snitch about it to the police. So I found out the man snitched on me. That's why. And ladies and gentlemen, this person is me. He thinks he knows everything, ladies and gentlemen, but when it comes down to it, he don't know nothing. Because he's trying to get his degree in criminal justice, and he knows nothing about it. See, basically now I had to go to so I contacted somebody here 2 weeks ago at a baseball game. I was at a baseball game 2 weeks ago. I talked to a state trooper that graduated from down here at the high school I went to, and he told me point blank. He said the woman the police chief had no right to tell me that she had no right to tell me about that. To tell me that I had to get it licensed and registered, right? Well, so when he told me that, I left it alone like that. It didn't dawn on me till after my stepdad said what he said Friday of who it was that told on me, and everything's adding up. Because like I said, ladies and gentlemen, how do you go from seeing somebody on a Sunday and then that person that person didn't know that person was a snitch for the police? 4 days later, you getting talked to by the chief of police herself. So tell me where that come from if he didn't say something about it.
I wonder if he's going to be able to close it out.
That makes lots of sense.
That ninth inning.
But that man's a menace. I mean, hey, the man, here's what I can't understand. Now, the reason he got run out of town, because last year, because he was going around to the apartments back there behind the high school, as they were saying, stalking. He was around there causing trouble, menacing. They run him out of town. Well, here's the thing. How can he come back to town? That's when they had another police chief. See, now they've got another police chief. He decided to come back to town. But I've always wondered if he really was some kind of snitch for the police. Because I'm going to tell you why. Because every time something in town goes on, he knows everything about it. I mean, that tells you right there somebody that he's a snitch. But they always say snitches get stitches. And when me and my stepdad was talking about this on Friday, like I said, it didn't register in my brain to start with that I thought it was she just randomly picked me out because I come past her. Yeah, what is it there, Finn Dizzy? But here's my thing. Thank you very much. But like I told somebody, why should I? But after everything that man did to my family, we let him, like I said, out of the kindness of my stepdad's heart, we let him use my mother's car after she died because of not having nothing to drive. And here's the bad part. You wrecked the car. Well, what happened was he was caught at a house in Dothan, Alabama. Struck him out, complete game, Braves win. But was caught at a house in Dothan, and according to the police, chased him from Dothan all the way back to Brundage. And well, what happened was he was seen at a house where they was dealing drugs at, and they was, when they come across, and see, I'm the one that saved him. I'm the one basically that saved him from going to jail, because they was gonna lock him up. But one of the deputies that works on the sheriff's department here in our county is married to one of my cousins on my mother's side of the family, and I also played football with that person at the high school, so I know him pretty well. So when it come time for them to, they was going to arrest this man, and I went and talked to Josh, who's married to my cousin. I told him, I talked to him face to face. I said, Josh, I said, he's not, I said, y'all don't need to arrest this man. I said, look, I said, I get the fact he done what he done. I'm not praising what he did, talking about with the wrecking of my mother's car, you know, and getting caught where he was caught at in a dope house. But when the state troopers and them come on the scanner and said the car was stolen, that's the problem I had with it, because the car wasn't stolen. I had to go and tell the state trooper basically the car was never stolen. The car, see, at the time my mother had died, we were trying to get everything changed over and didn't get everything changed over in time. That's why they kept saying it was that away. But hey, we'll take it. I mean, we'll take it as it is. I mean, hey. I hate these spam calls calling my dad-blamed phone. But let's look at some targets here. Let's do some relief pitching here. Let's look at some relievers we want to get. But you know how that goes. You know what I mean? You know how it goes. You've been there, done that. Well, I will check y'all back here, ladies and gentlemen, at 7 p.m. As I said tonight, 7 p.m. Do not miss it. We'll be back with WCW Monday Nitro, the fallout of the Great American Bash. 2 new Money in the Bank winners, and we also have 2 brand new champions. We'll be discussing all that on the broadcast. Plus, you'll see 9 of the most hard-hitting matches. You may even see some return matches from the broadcast. Who knows? Last night, who knows? But hey, see y'all then. Bye-bye. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch. You will not be disappointed. As Fem Dizzy said, this is a great stream. We will see y'all back